let's go to the next one. This is now Alex Gryzlov. Says, I'm Alex from Virginia in the US. I recently graduated with a BFA in computer game design and have been working as an indie dev while building my portfolio as a 3D environment artist for games. Based on your first impression, do you think my portfolio is an acceptable level, or are there any gaps I need to focus on before applying? I enjoy working in both stylized and realism, but I am unsure if it's worth advancing my skills in both areas, or if I'm better off focusing on one visual medium. Take a look. Okay, so first thing that I noticed, Alex, we have 2 pieces, and 2 pieces are a little bit like too little. We need a little bit more pieces, right? Like we need at least 2 more pieces so that I can give you a more educated opinion. However, based on the thumbnails, I love the thumbnail in this one, this derelict library. Let's take a look at the technical execution of it, and let's see how you handle the elements. So I'm seeing some modular construction right here. That's nice. I like the rendering in general. I like this one right here. Okay. Yeah, this is great. This is the kind of stuff that you are expected to know how to do as an environment artist, which is a modular construction or a modular kit of the elements. All of those tileable textures. Do you have any trim sheets? I'm not seeing trim sheets. Trim sheets are really, really important. We're going to be talking about those soon on the channel. Careful here. Like, that looks a little bit weird. What happened there? See that texture right there? Were you trying to remap something? I think this piece right here, like over here or something. This looks weird. I'm just going to say it. Like this part right there looks a little bit weird. So be careful with that. Texturing is fine. I don't see anything like extremely wrong with it. I do find it a little bit noisy in certain areas, but again, it's not the end of the world. Love the foliage here. That looks very nice. External assets. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, topology is fine. Wood materials. Did you use Substance Designer? Yeah, it looks like you did Substance Designer. This definitely look a little bit more stylized than realistic. It's not that they're like completely realistic or completely stylized. It's sort of like in the middle, but it looks fine. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like BioShock stuff. It's a great construction right here. Really like it. Unlit roughness. Yeah. I mean, yep. This looks great. Vertex painting. Yep. Nice. Okay, so this is great. The fact that you know all of these tools in engine is really, really nice. A lot of people sort of like ignore the importance of being able to take your stuff into the engine and make it work. So it's great to see that you are doing that. Like you are actually incorporating that into the engine. This is fine. This project, I would like, again, as a recent graduate, this is perfectly fine. I remember some of my peers who specialized on the environment. This is the kind of stuff that they were doing. So I'm happy with this one. I think it's a good result. This one, I really like. I love this stylized stuff, to be honest. Yeah, this is good, man. Nice. Nice. What are you using this for? Oh, this like okay, yeah. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Very unique style. I've been leaning more towards this kind of style in the past couple of years because I just find it a lot more interesting than pure realism. But this is very nice. So as for your question, I think you might find a little bit more opportunities with realistic environment stuff than with stylized environment stuff. Just because realistic requires so much more work, and I know teams tend to be quite big for realistic stuff, and they might not be as big for stylized stuff. But I would just pick whichever you want, whichever you like the most. So if you like realistic more, pick realistic. If you like stylized more, pick stylized. But I do recommend that you focus on one of them, because there's so many things involving environment that if you try to cover both of them at the same time, you might be spreading yourself a little bit too thin. That's my personal opinion, but I think that's going to be helpful for you. Now, as for the environments, I would try to do a sci-fi environment because you have this sort of like fantasy vibe right here. Both of them are very fantasy theme. Try to do a sci-fi element, and one of the things that you do need to work a little bit more is the complexity of your assets, right? Because your textures are great, like the complexity of your textures is amazing, but the complexity of the modeling is relatively simple. And as an environment artist, you also need to be really good at modeling stuff. So they might ask you to model some really complex sci-fi elements or capsules or doors, and if you don't know all of those intricacies, it's going to be a little bit tough. Like this hero prop, I like like it. It's really nice. And yes, we could definitely expect to see something like this on an abandoned museum. But it's relatively simple, right? In terms of modeling, I'm pretty sure everyone right here on the chat could be able or should be able to do the modeling. Not everyone's going to be able to do this clean UVs and the texturing and everything, but the modeling is relatively simple. So you definitely want to see if you can showcase some of your modeling skills at a little bit of a higher level, okay?